It is officially the return of daylight standard time. I despise daylight savings time. I live in Alaska, and it's going to be dark most of the day in winter, and it's going to be light most of the day in summer. I'm glad you guys could join me. I'm Sean in Alaska. Let me know how the audio and the video is. I know I had a bit of an issue, and I think it's just because it's dark in here of getting the camera to focus properly. But let me know what you guys think real quick before I get started. Angie, it's the Angie and Beamer show. What's happening? Curmudgeon? Where was that? Ah, there we go. Yeah. All right, 5x5. That's all I needed to see. Curmudgeon, the guy with the wrench there in the blue, has a great channel. You guys need to check it out if you have not done so already. He is the moderator, so he kind of makes sure that everything stays focused and nobody gets silly in here. With that said, what I like to do is I like to read every single comment. I like to answer them in the order that I see them on my screen over here. And I'll start at the top and work my way down. If you ask a question and I haven't answered it yet, feel free to go ahead and leave it in all caps, and then it'll jump out to me. And if I've already answered it by the time I got to it, more than happy just to skip over it. But I want to make sure I get every question answered that I possibly can. With that said, we're going to jump back in here in Howie's Kitchen. You found it. You figured out how to do that. I have no idea how the memberships work. I have none whatsoever, other than the fact that because we got gifted so many memberships last week, I kind of made an effort to post more member content on the community tab, so the perks that you get for being a member is that when I upload the video up for the week, the day that I upload it, once it's done processing and everything else, you can watch it that day. And I think I did that on Wednesday this week. So everybody that wanted to watch this week's video that was a member could watch it as of Wednesday afternoon. And then I'll leave some community posts, some sneak peeks and stuff for the members. Other than that, I don't know what else I'm going to do with it. Howie's Kitchen from Tacoma, Washington. Welcome, my friend. Esther's Garage, welcome. Good to see you, Scott. Awesome to have you here today. Joseph Padoni, how are you, my friend? They talked you into staying. They talked you into not retiring. You poor guy. And as I said, Rob at Curmudgeon, Rob and Sarah. Marcus, welcome, brother. It's good to see you today. Charles and Annalyn, all the way from the Philippines. It's awesome to see you guys today. My tea of choice, by the way, that's what I'm always drinking whenever I'm doing the live streams. The tea of choice this week is Darjeeling. I don't think I've ever had it before. Somebody, I think it was Alex, gifted me a package of varied Twinings teas, which was super cool. So I'm going through the bag, just kind of reaching my hand in, closing my eyes, and seeing which ones I like. Frank Short, good to see you, my friend. Awesome to have you here today. Oops. Hopefully we're okay. I hit a wrong button there. That doesn't happen very often. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, scroll back up here again. See where I was. I'm a little under the weather today, if you can't tell. Sinuses and my throat. But it's getting better. So we got Marcus, we got Frank. There we go. And I was going to click here and say hi to Linda. How are you doing today at Lipstick Lodge? Awesome to see you. Christine Bursey, welcome. Glad to have you here today, all the way from Newfoundland, the Celtic heart of North America. I'm a huge Celtic music fan. And every year on Facebook, I watch the streams from Newfoundland on Celtic music, and I just absolutely love it. Leslie Lindsay, happy Sunday. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you could be here today. Karen, welcome. Glad to see you today. Glad you could make it. JG from SC, what's up, brother? I hope you and Rhonda are doing fantastic. I hope everybody is well at your end of the woods. Built on the Rock Homestead, good to see you today. Junior, happy belated birthday in person, because you let me know it was your birthday the other day. That is super awesome. CB, what's happening? Good to see you today. I'm scrolling through here trying to catch. I don't know why I keep getting, maybe it's my cord. I keep seeing a screen pop up over here, so I'm going to click here. There we go. John Feeney, welcome. Glad to see you, my friend. Glad you can make it today. Yeah, I had, so last night I was watching Jay and Jen off grid, and they went live, and it was a nightmare. They were having all kinds of problems. Couldn't get the audio to work. They got the video to work. Then they had to do it a different stream, and then they finally started using their phone, and I was kind of nervous when I was setting this whole thing up just to make sure that it would work today. I definitely appreciate that, Marcus. When you guys hit the thumbs up and you say that you like the stream, it suggests to YouTube, to the people that are on YouTube at that time, that, hey, you might like this stream. And it gets new people in here, which is what we're all about. Getting everybody in here we possibly can and having a good time. I'll ask the question now: who has their Christmas tree up already, and who is getting ready to put their Christmas tree up like now, like soon? Because I'm itching. I'm itching to put mine up. Now, I wonder what's going on that it's been buffering so much today. I haven't had an issue. I was watching videos today. I was watching My Self Reliance. I was catching up on some of his. I watched Jay and Jen's new video today on the new um, wood rack or wood shed / solar rack that they're building. And I haven't had any issues with buffering at all day. Lone Paul Walk, how are you doing today? Awesome to have you from upstate New York. Very cool. Michigan Daffodil, glad you can make it today. Awesome to have you here today. Van Gogh, hey, what's happening? Nice that you can make it. you hate the time changes. I do too, but I don't like the one in the spring. And I talk about this every year when, twice a year, right? When we do the first one and then when we do the second one. Your body has a natural rhythm and a natural cycle. And I honestly believe that when we change the clock, and there's some medical stuff to back this up, there's some studies to back this up, it actually does more harm to you physically than if we just leave the clocks alone. The reason why it's done is 100% economics. That's all it is, because people spend more money in the evenings when the sun is out. And that is the reason why we do it as a nation. They can tell you whatever else they want, but that's why we do it. Everybody's saying it looks good. 5555. John's Touchpad, welcome. Glad you could make it today. Awesome to have you here today. Yeah, and there's parts of the United States that don't have any, and I think Indiana, half the state does and the other half doesn't. That would be confusing to me. That would be confusing. And I think Newfoundland actually only does a half an hour. So I don't know who makes all those decisions. Time, what's time? I'm in the tall trees. I can't even see the sky, right? CK, welcome. Glad you can make it today. Awesome to have you here. Henry Leslie, Vermont. Glad you could be here as well today. CB, thank you, brother. That is super, super awesome. Gifting 10 memberships to Sean in Alaska. So if you're one of the ones that got those memberships, I don't know how this works, because I've been in chats where people gift memberships, and I've never gotten one. So I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you get it. But if you got one, there'll be some extra content that you'll be able to check it out. You'll be able to watch the video from the moment it's done uploading, which will probably usually Wednesday or Thursday night. Oh, Linda, you're doing blueberry tea? Very cool. Tink, what's happening? It's Tinker's wife. Awesome to see you today. Yep. Oops. David McNeese from Juneau, Alaska, our state capital. Welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here today. How's the new fridge? I plugged it in last week during the live while I had the generator running, and it all went down to temperature and everything was fine, but I'm not using it yet because I'm waiting on batteries. So a company reached out to me about batteries, and they shipped them up here once without me giving them the right way to ship them here. So of course they got turned around and sent back, because it's very difficult to get certain things shipped to Alaska, and batteries is one of them. So they've shipped them again, and they're supposed to hit Tacoma, Washington to Carlisle Freight on Monday. And then it's about a week until they get up here. I'll be doing a big full review on them. They're lithium iron phosphate batteries, and I'm really looking forward to it. For me, I wanted to go with lithium right off the bat because I want to get 4 or 5 days of runtime out of batteries on that refrigerator without having to worry about firing up the generator, even though I plan on firing up the generator at least for an hour or two every day to top all the batteries and everything off once the system gets in place. So, oh, you guys are dealing with the sinus issues too? I don't know what it was. It's just I woke up this morning and it's like, you snore. If you've ever had a bad night when you snore and your throat's raw, well, this morning it was raw, and I felt like dog doo-doo all morning. But I'm feeling much better now. But yeah, it was like sinuses and headache, and that was all the fun stuff. Everything included. Junior 2, 'tis the season, right? Winter. Linda knows somebody who has an off-grid place for sale. If anybody wants it, contact Linda. Lipstick Lodge. Very cool. I do not have a tea infuser. I know what they are, and that's when you're buying loose tea and you're just using the infuser, the ball. I'm not really a super big tea drinker, and when I do drink tea, generally speaking, there's certain ones that I love. Irish breakfast tea, and that's a go-to for me. But in some of the herbal ones, I'll play around with, but I don't really do loose leaf tea. I grind my own coffee or my own beans for coffee every morning, though. Josh Norbit, welcome, my friend. Glad to have you here. Right? Glad to have the Sunday Lives back. I know, right? I said I wasn't going to do it every weekend, and then I'll spin the camera around. I don't know if you guys can see it or not. We'll give you a peek of what's going on outside right now. There we go. You see that window on the left there? I don't know if you can see through it, but it's snowing again. So we talked about the weather, and this video that I just released last Friday was prepping everything for the first snowfall. And in the beginning of the week, we got hit with 2 storms back to back that dropped about 20 inches of snow. Now, it's not unusual for us to have snow this time of year. October is generally when we're going to get our first snow and our first freeze. Hard freeze, real hard freeze. But to get 20 inches in 2 storms was crazy. And then it's snowing out here now. We're probably going to get 3 to 5 inches on this one today. And then we've got more snow coming in this week. So this could be a pretty snowy winter for us, which is going to be crazy. It just gets to be a hassle. Our road maintenance is not the best in the world. And they really dropped the ball on the first snowfall. So I'm hoping they're going to play catch up and get everything better as things go through. Blueberry Bog, what's happening? Great to see you today. I grabbed a sheriff deputy at church today to change the time clock on the wall. It's too high for me to do without standing on a chair. Nettie Goat Acres asking, how's the sourdough starter? I killed it. I absolutely killed it, and that was my fault. I'll do another one. I'll get it going again. It's going to be a lot easier when I have the refrigerator and I could just keep the starter in the refrigerator. But I learned a lot, and that first loaf came out pretty good. But what I did learn more than anything, I think, is, well, I do love rye bread. I want to make a more white sourdough. I don't want to do one with the rye in it because I think I'll get a bigger loaf, and it'll make nicer sandwiches and better toast. Titanium, what's happening? Great to see you, man. Awesome to have you here today. Cosmic Kid, good to see you as well in the UK, all the way here from Alaska. You're about 8 hours away, time zone-wise. I think we're Greenwich -8 here in Alaska. So you're up late. You're up very late. Karajun with the first one piping in. Nope, no tree up yet. Michigan Daffodil, no. Charles Nandlin, we have our tree up. It's been up for over a month. I love Christmas. I'm a huge Christmas fan. You guys have been watching me long enough. You know that I really, really love Christmas. No tree yet. I just put my Halloween stuff away. I don't decorate for Halloween. My ex-wife did, though. My kids do. They love it. That's a big holiday for them. But Christmas has always been the holiday I love the most. What? Wait. What? Come on. You got to have even just a little tree. Not yet in upstate New York for Lone Pop Walk. Sherry Conklin, welcome. Glad to have you here today. I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. Just like I said, a little bit under the weather, but not bad. Not bad at all. Jill, welcome. Glad to have you here today as well. You pulled me yesterday when you hurt yourself a couple weeks ago. Ouch, ouch. I'm still, we have chairs at work that are wood seats, and I can't sit on them still. When I do, I have to sit on my right butt cheek because my left butt cheek still hurts so much if I sit too long in one area. Sandra, welcome. Glad to have you here today. Oh, anyway, Jill, I hope you get better soon. I hope you heal up fast. Eves, welcome. Glad to have you here today. It is awesome to see you from St. Colomban, Quebec. Michael Goodwin, welcome. Glad you could be here today. Getting ready next weekend to start putting up one out of the 3 trees. And that's the other thing is I have some friends that moved up here from Oklahoma. And it was funny because I actually met her brother via YouTube. And he's a big YouTube creator before I ever knew them. And then when they were getting ready to come out, they bought property here in Funny River and they wanted me to go take pictures of it. So I took pictures. Anyway, her name's Mary. And I bet you Mary puts up like 10 trees in that house. There are trees everywhere. I'm a 1-tree guy. After Thanksgiving, the Christmas stuff comes out here in Vermont. That's it. That kind of was my routine with the kids when I was living in California was I would bake up all the pieces for the gingerbread houses, and then I would decorate I would put them all together. And then my daughters would invite their cousins over and their friends over, and I'd have to know in advance. I'd do like 10 or 12 of them a year. And then the kids would do a whole day of nothing but Christmas. So it would be decorating gingerbread houses, trimming the tree, putting all the Christmas stuff out, getting everything all pretty in the house. And it was just a regular routine. And then we would watch the Santa Claus movie with Tim Allen. Sean, you met my girlfriend. Her Christmas tree went up and decorated November 1st. Lights on and music playing. Nice, nice, Joseph. I knew I liked her. I knew I liked her. John, welcome. Good to see you, my friend. Glad you could make it today. Destiny, welcome. Glad you can make it today as well. Just cleared the fall decor, setting up Christmas decor while listening. I like it. I like it. Christmas music? You guys like Christmas music? I could listen to it all year long. I absolutely love Christmas music. Only Arizona and Hawaii have no time change. Indiana does now? Okay. I didn't know Indiana did now, too. I thought parts of the state still didn't, but maybe they changed it so the whole state would be more blended, right? Steve Grounds, welcome, Steve. Good to see you, my friend. Glad to have you here today. Good to be live again, John. Very good to be live again. Oh, it's got a free membership for a channel I'm not even subbed to and never watched. That was really strange. Did you watch it? I probably would have watched it after that. I'm pretty I'm pretty cut and dry with who I watch, what I watch, when I watch. Anytime Rob at Curmudgeon is going to be live, I'm going to try and get on there, depending on the time of the day. And I missed it the other day. Rob, I thought you were going to be live at like 4. Was that Friday or Saturday? Because I was thinking it was Saturday, and I might have just screwed the whole thing up and missed it if you were live on Friday. But yeah, and then I'm going to watch Jay and Jen wherever I can. I'm going to watch Myself Reliance. I'm going to watch Simple Living Alaska. I'm going to watch Woodness Goodness because Graham is an awesome, awesome guy. And, so I'm pretty regular in who I watch and what I watch. Chris P., welcome. Glad you can make it today. I hope you got some plastic over the pink insulation. I did that before, and it messed my lungs up pretty bad. I did, too. I got plastic over it. So what I worked on this week, and you guys will all see it in next week's video, is I've had an issue with the insulation under the cabin. So last winter in October, just before I headed out to California to go see my kids, which is kind of an October thing for me, I got all the insulation put up. And I had really no issues. I had a couple of pieces that fell down during the winter, but we had such horrific winds this year that I got a lot of swirling under the cabin, and it dropped a lot of it down. So I'm in the process. Yesterday, I started securing it all up so it can't come down anymore. So that's what I was working on yesterday. But yeah, I'm making sure that I'm keeping my shirt up so that I'm not inhaling all that stuff. Yeah, insulation is not a good thing for you to get. Today, though, I was working on wood stove stuff. I'm not there yet. When I am, you guys will be the first to know. But yeah, I'm working on insulation for the rest of the pipe. I got all that done today. And then putting the rest of the cement board up. That's what I was working on today as well. I didn't get that finished, but I'll be plugging away at that all week long. There he is, Jess, the man, the myth, the legend. What's happening, brother? Good to see you. Whatever you had the other night, I think I've got now. And I do jump onto your lives, Jess, but I don't always chat. Sometimes I just hide in the background. And if you guys do that while you're watching this live, that's fine as well. But if you got a question, by all means, shout it out to me. But whatever you had last week, Jess, I think I've got now. Henry Leslie, Vermont, we fall back and spring forward here in the Northeast. This is the up and down no matter what the clock says. Yeah, I know. It drives me insane. Like I said, in my mind, I keep my body clock on the same schedule no matter what time of the year it is. But it's much easier for me to do it this time of year. Today, I was headed over to Brother Will's to catch a shower before the live. And I got in the truck, and I'm driving down the road, and I look at the clock of the truck, and I go, it's 3:05. I'm supposed to be live already. That was the only clock I hadn't changed yet. So I got that done. Everybody saying hi to everybody else. Alex B., what's happening? Great to see you, my friend. Glad you could be here today. Oh, you felt like that for 3 weeks now? Sinuses, sore throat, and the whole bit. I will shake it quickly. I can already tell that I'm kind of on the downhill slope. This morning was bad, but then everything throughout the day has just gotten better and better. And it kind of hit me suddenly because yesterday I was underneath the cabin and I was working on that insulation and didn't really have an issue. But then last night, I was watching a movie last night, and before I went to bed, and I could feel myself getting warmer. So whatever it was, it got to me. And then this morning it kind of crested, and hopefully I'm on the downward slide of it. But yeah, I take so many vitamins. It's ridiculous. I'm surprised anything can survive in my body with the amount of vitamins I take. The Tinker's Wife. Trudy, welcome. Glad you could make it today. Awesome to see you from Atlanta, Georgia, where it's 62 degrees. I am staying warm, and I enjoy the lives too. I enjoy doing them. I really do. Robert says, when we come that way next summer, I'll bring you an infuser and some of my loose tea leaves to try. That would be awesome. Bill from the Lone Moose. He's another channel that I've met. Him and Woolly Rhino Adventures, which is Jim. I, I met both of them. They've been they're friends forever. They're in their 70s, and they're both doing the same thing. Jim built a house. Jim's the one who got my trailer, and then Bill was going to get the other one, but didn't want to deal with hauling it down to his place. But Bill turned me on to this Waikiki pineapple tea that is unbelievably delicious. Unbelievably delicious. Strong black tea, but with hints of pineapple flavor. Yummy, yummy stuff. Oh, the off-grid places in Newfoundland. It has everything: snow machine, shed, greenhouse, cabin. Wow, nice. I'm not a big traveler anymore. When I was younger, I always wanted to go places and travel, but I'm very happy just vacationing and doing whatever I can in Alaska. I did go to Ireland in 2019 because, my family, with a name like Sean, I'm obviously Irish. But I'm Irish and Sicilian. So mom was Sicilian and dad was Irish. But if I went anywhere on the East Coast to see what it was like, it would be Newfoundland. I really would love to see Newfoundland. It would just be awesome for me. Really? 20 inches, you're under two. Wow. Yeah, we had 20 inches. I got out there and measured it with the tape measure the other day before it warmed up. Now, like I said, we probably have, I bet you there's probably 3 more inches on the ground right now. It's been kind of snowing all day today. Destiny wants to know, is the road clear when you drive on it so early in the morning to get to work? The answer to that is no. So after the big snowstorm, it was a mess. And that's what I said. The road department really dropped the ball on this storm because they had plenty of advance notice. So there was about a foot of snow on the road. And I belong to a Facebook group for the Funny River community. So it's the Funny River community Facebook page. That's where I live, in Funny River. So every morning when I get to work, I will post the road conditions on the drive in so that other people will have a heads up if they need to leave early or if they need to just maybe avoid the whole thing. The second storm was the same way. So it started snowing in the afternoon, and I ran the snowblower through the yard again. And then I went to bed, and I got up the next morning, and I bet you I got close to another 4 or 5 inches that night. But they hadn't plowed the roads at all the day before. So I had close to 8 inches on the road when I went to work the next day. I just take it really slow. I just leave early. I just make sure there's no problems. Old School Alaska, welcome. Glad to see you today. Glad you can make it as well. Snow is not bad. I don't mind the snow. I really don't. It kind of curtails what I can or can't do. I don't do as much stuff outside when it snows. I will do it when there's snow on the ground, just not when it's actually snowing. But it gives me a chance to focus more on inside stuff and kind of kick back and relax. 32 and mostly clear in Vermont. Genova, welcome. Glad you can make it today. Awesome to see you. Nice. Sandra must have got one of those gifts. She's thanking Country Boy for the gift, or for the membership gift that he gave. That was very, very cool. 62 at the moment in South Carolina. 62 would be perfect. Would be perfect. If it was 62 and clear, it would be perfect. See, that's nuts. San Antonio, Austin, and Del Rio, Texas had the warmest October in record history. Currently wearing shorts. I usually wear shorts all day long, but even in the snow. But man, to wear shorts when it's nice weather, yeah, I'd be all over that. Excuse me, what's happening? Great to see you, my friend. Glad you can make it today as well. Howie, I did say hello earlier. I don't know if you were here or not, but awesome that you figured out the membership thing. Red Stick 225, please send some of that cold air down to Louisiana. Great. Awesome. I'll do what I can, man. I'll try to do what I can. No promises. Started our sourdough back up a week back, made an amazing loaf last week. Very awesome. There is nothing like fresh sourdough made from sourdough starter. I bought a bag of apples, and then I bought the rest of the spices I needed and a couple of tools that I can't find. I know I've got them somewhere, but I can't find them. And I was going to make apple pie this weekend. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to eat one of those apples first. If you're not using Granny Smith apples, they're not the right apples for a pie. It's got to be tart, because that'll balance the tartness of that Granny Smith, balances out the sweetness from the sugars. And so I'm just going to eat those apples, and I'll pick up some Granny Smiths. But there'll be a pie in the future here. I'm so close to just pulling the trigger on baking more and more stuff every day. Thank you very much for that. Definitely. The thumbs up, like I said earlier, helps. It's right down on the bottom of the screen there, somewhere on that side, I believe. Oh, Howie's has got a little tree. Very cool. Very cool. Destiny is asking the question. Yes. So if you're new to Sean in Alaska, I like to end all of my videos during the holiday season with pictures of viewers' Christmas trees. So here's what I would like you to do. There's two ways to do it. One, you can send me via email a picture of your tree, and the email is in my About section on my YouTube channel. Okay. The other way is you could join Sean in Alaska on Facebook. Down below any one of my videos, at the bottom of the description of the video, is the Facebook page, and you could just message me a picture of your tree from there. And then I don't put any names to them. I just love to see everybody's different ways of decorating trees. So at the end of the videos, it starts out with 4 or 5 trees playing a little bit of Christmas music till we get to the last video of the season by Christmas, New Year's. And there's just like minutes and minutes of people's Christmas trees, and it's freaking awesome. So yes, if you got pictures of your tree and you want to send them to me, either send it via email, and like I said, that is in my About section on the Sean in Alaska YouTube channel, or you could follow the link to the Facebook page, follow Sean in Alaska on Facebook, and just send it to me in a message. That's the easiest way. Junior wants to know how the trip was to see the family. It was awesome. I had a great time. I had a fantastic time hanging out with the grandkids. Wrestled, tickled, fought, cried, had a wonderful time. It was incredible. So I thought that was going to happen to me. CB saying, I used to love Christmas. Once my kids moved out, it lost all its magic. I just got more into it. I'd start playing the Christmas music. I'd get cheerful. At work, I wear the frickin' Santa hat, for that whole week before Christmas. I don't know what happened, but I absolutely adore it still. Vicky, how the heck are you? It is awesome to see you. I am glad you popped in. I've known Vicky for years, and she's from where I'm from, which is super, super awesome. Vicky, it is great to see you. No Christmas until after November 11th in my house. It's Remembrance Day in the Commonwealth countries. I feel it's disrespectful. November 11th is the one holiday in the United States. We call it Veterans Day, but it's on the same day in every nation that observes it, from what I understand. And it doesn't change. They don't move it. It is always November 11th. I completely respect that, Jess. Karen wants to know how the ladies, the family of the ladies and the Black Beauties are doing. Family's doing fantastic. The ladies and the Black Beauties are doing awesome. The ladies are the red hens, and the Black Beauties are the black Australorps. And then Sam, the rooster, is doing good too. They don't like the snow this year, and they're going through a molt. I don't understand an animal that goes through molt, that loses its insulation in winter. Blows my mind. But I got ahead of it last year, and I think I got ahead of it this year. There'll be a bigger update on the chickens in next week's video, because I had a couple of questions on last week's video about the chickens. So I wanted to spend a little more time discussing what I do with them to help them get through the winter months. So, Karen, you'll see an update with the chickens next week. Robert Ultra come out when the boss says it's okay. Nice. Christmas goes up the night of Thanksgiving. Cool. That's a cool tradition, right? Charles Lennon said, when we lived in Georgia, we had trees in every room and hallway. Fun to put up, not so fun. Yeah, I know. You got to store them all, right? Yeah. Don't forget to turn your rooster back 1 hour. He doesn't care. He's going to crow when he's going to crow anyway. Carol L., it is awesome to see you tonight. Glad you could make it today. Oh, you were born on Christmas. Very cool. I'll have to remind you or wish you a happy birthday. I go live on Thanksgiving Day and Christmas Day, and I do it for hours at a time. And I do that because nobody should be alone on the holidays, as far as I'm concerned. So we hang out here. We just have a blast. And anybody is welcome to come in. Anybody is welcome to stay for as long as they want. If they want to come in and chat, that's fine. If they don't want to chat, that's fine too. If they just want to come in and hang out. But I do that every year, so you can bet I'm going to remember to remind you. Frank, have a great day, man. I don't know if you're still here or not, but hopefully you are, and have yourself a wonderful, wonderful week. Yeah, we talked about it here in Alaska, but there's been a lot of pushback from Juneau. But like I said, here it doesn't make any sense. Well, they said, trading with the stock markets, and that makes no difference whatsoever. I mean, there are investors and traders that are up all hours of the night to hit every market as it comes across the globe. So that doesn't make any difference. But Juneau's been the one that's really fought it. It doesn't make any sense in Alaska. I mean, like I said, right now, if you read here on the bottom, today's high will be 34 and this morning's low is 28. Sunrise is at 8:38 this morning and sunsets at 5 p.m. All right, we got a total of approximately 8 hours and 22 minutes of daylight. That's going to get shorter. So it doesn't matter if you move the clock forward or backwards, we're going to be dark. It doesn't matter in the spring if you move the clock forward or backwards, we're going to be light. So it makes no sense in Alaska. Where are we at here? Kevin Wright from Mount Pleasant. How are you, my friend? Awesome to see you. Oh, okay. You did check it out. But the subject wasn't what you're interested in. There's a lot of channels that I'll see something. I'll watch one video on a channel because I'm searching for some information. And I call this the University of YouTube, where I can learn how to do anything. And then I'll look at some of the other videos they have, and I'm not interested in subscribing. If you're building a cabin and you've never done it before, I'm probably going to watch your channel because that to me is the funnest thing in the world. Vicky wants to know, how's Callie? What was the funnest thing the grandbabies did? It was awesome. I had a great time. I think the funnest thing was our traditional heading over to Cover's Apple Ranch and doing their big pumpkin patch thing and getting pictures of the girls because they wanted to do all these stupid poses, my daughters, like where they don't smile, kind of serious poses. And while I was there, Jesse Cover, I kept looking at him. He kept looking at me. He came over and we hung out for a while. So it was awesome. It was very cool. I have not watched John in Alaska. Like I said, I only have so much time that I could watch, but I'll have to check him out. Did I have a chance to repair the front steps from last winter? What do you think? No. We know me. Come on, Charles. We know me. But I did when I had to shovel everything out and cleaned it all up the other day. I made sure I could shovel down far enough to cut those bottom edges off before. So if it starts to heave again, which I expect it will, I'll go ahead and I'll cut those off. That'll stop it. And then I'll slide something under there in the spring. So I did open it up so that I could get to it. Sunshine, welcome. It is awesome to see you. I hope Warren is doing well. Mountain Mariner, welcome. Glad you could pop in today. That's a great channel there, too. Mountain Mariner, that's a great channel. Zafalafez, I think, or Zafalafez. I think I got that right. Hello and welcome. Glad you can make it today. Megan S., welcome. Glad you could get in. And yes, don't forget to vote on Tuesday. I don't care who you vote for. I do, personally, know who I'm going to vote for. But there are people all over this planet who can't vote. Who don't get a say in what happens with their government. And I heartily encourage everyone who possibly can to vote. Vote for who you feel would be the best. That's all I ever say. To me, it's one of the most important things we could do. Scrolling through, there's Marcus saying hi to everybody. They are, right? Sunday lives are great for us off-gridders because Sunday's the day we're winding down. And for me, it's the easiest day of the week that I could do this because I'm done with what I've done for the weekend. I'm done with the week last week. I'm planning on what's going to happen at work tomorrow and then the week. So Sundays work the best for me, always have. Linda, I don't know. I think it was called Waikiki pineapple tea, and I don't know if you can get it. I think he has a friend that actually buys it and mails it to him. Oh, I haven't tried that. Semover tea from Kobucks? That might be tasty. Do I have enough wood chopped for the wood stove this winter? Yes, I have plenty of firewood. If it's not already cut into sections, I've got it stacked up in logs so I could cut it up. It's all dead, and it was all dead standing trees, so it was all dry anyway. So it'll all burn. I've got plenty to burn me through this winter. Not as I would like to have 2 to 3 years on hand stacked up, but I'm not going to do that until I have the woodshed built. Oh, you're Scottish, are you? Nice, nice. Deborah Thacker, welcome. Glad you can make it today. You finished putting up the wood stove and built your first fire yet? I have not. But I did work on the wall behind it. I need to get that done first because we all know that if Sean doesn't get that back wall done before he installs the wood stove, that he will not finish before he has his fires, and then he won't do it again the rest of the winter. So, yeah, I'm waiting. I'm trying to. It hasn't gotten that cold yet, so. Scrolling through here. Oh, pineapple mango tea from Lipton Tea Company is awesome. Also performs immune support. Oh, nice. Very cool. 75 Camaros, what's happening? What does my mug say? Okay, so this is KDLL, which is 91.9 FM. It's public radio here in Alaska, and I had a radio show on there. I was a host of a radio show called Modern Folk and Roots every Thursday night for 2 hours. And then COVID hit, and we couldn't get in the station, and I was putting together podcasts and emailing them in, and it got to really be a hassle. But I have always had a love in my heart for music and for radio. So I had a show. I still have the key to the radio station. The station manager won't take it back. She just keeps telling me whenever I try to give it to her, she just says, when you're ready for a show, you have a key. You just tell me and we'll set you up again. So down the road, maybe we'll do it again, but it was super cool. That's what that mug is, KDLL. That's listener-supported public radio from the Kenai Peninsula. Definitely. Make it again. Raquel, welcome. Glad you can make it. How are you? I love Christmas as well. I started my Christmas decorations in August. Wow. Okay, you win so far. My tree is up but no decorations yet. Now I'm making Puerto Rican eggnog. Sweet, plenty of white rum. Yum. Yum. I am convinced that people who don't like eggnog have never mixed it with rum, because that is the way I like it too. Melinda Campbell, welcome. Glad you can make it today from Juneau. Awesome to have you here. Yes, we want the recipe. You can't just say that, Raquel, and then not give us the recipe. You have to type the recipe in. Or you can send it to me on Messenger through the Facebook group. You got an ad? I set it up so that it would only do one every 30 minutes. And this is an hour long, so you shouldn't see more than one. If you do, let me know. Sandy Wilson from Arkansas, glad to have you. Can't wait to see the stove up. I can't wait to have my first fire in that myself. I'm telling you right now, I'm really looking forward to that. Oh, no, I didn't think about that. Okay, I'll make sure next week that we don't have any. Because, well, it won't matter next week, right? It'll all be over. So, but yeah, I didn't even think about political ads. Ugh. Ugh. Al, I missed you. What's happening, brother? Awesome to have you here today. Al is the man, the myth, the legend, the man on the street. What do you mean non-Christmas song, Jess? Fairy Tale in New York is a Christmas song. And Die Hard is a Christmas movie. BLR, welcome from Minnesota. Awesome to see you today. Are you a Vikings fan, my friend? Because if you are, I am, and the last 2 weeks have not made me very happy. I'm hoping for something today. I'm hoping for us to get back on track again today. It's Movember. Congratulations on the beard stash. It's looking appropriate. Every year I start growing it in August. This year I thought I'd play around a bit with the handlebar mustache. Well, we'll see how long we can get it. I haven't trimmed the mustache at all. So I'd like to get that thing coming out to about here if I can. Where are we at here? Plenty of time. Oh, wow. Charles and Annalyn have a minimum of 12 plus hours of sunlight every day. Ugh. Henry, have yourself a wonderful weekend, my friend. What's left of it, and have a wonderful week. John Feeney, Sean, have you gotten your new tires yet? No, of course. You know, Sean waited too long to order them. So the 11th of November, they'll be installed. But these ones, they're fine. I just have to drive much slower and much safer than I normally would, which doesn't hurt either. I knew I was going to need some this year. So November 11th, they get installed. Christy, welcome. Glad to see you today. Glad you could be here. Madhu Nanda from Los Angeles. I haven't seen you in a year. How are you doing? It is awesome to see you here today. Covers is awesome. I just took my kindergarten class there for a field trip. They loved it. Good times. Mike and I miss you next time for sure. Definitely. I didn't go down there to see anybody but the kids and the brothers. That was what the whole trip was about. I wanted to spend time with the kids. I wanted to spend time with my brothers. And I missed Brett. I saw Bart this time, though. He got miffed because I didn't see him last year. But next trip, I'm going to plan to make a trip down there where we can get together. Maybe everybody get together and go have pizza or something one night. It would be fun. I saw that. Man, we've had a lot of wind this year. We've had a lot of wind in Alaska this year. Sean, how much do you pay a month to live in your off-grid cabin? If too personal a question, please disregard. Not at all. So, my property taxes are less than $300 a year. So we won't even include that. My biggest cost right now, besides gas getting back and forth to town and work, is propane. And this time of year, I'm using, I'm burning more propane because I'm running the heater. I've got the heater going in my background. Probably spending $60 a month on that. And I'm not counting food or anything else. But generally speaking, that's what my costs are. That's it. But that's also because when I built the place, I did it all for cash. So I don't have a mortgage. I don't have any of that stuff that I have to worry about. So probably $100 at most a month is what it costs me to live in this cabin right now off-grid. Thomas Fry, welcome. Great to see you, Sarge. How you doing? Made it a bit earlier this weekend. I like it. I like it. Sam over is awesome tea. Get at the airport in Concourse C, downtown Anchorage at Kobuck or online. I saw it at the Kobuck. I didn't see the tea, but I saw the Kobuck in the airport when I was down there last time. And I know right where they're at in downtown Anchorage. Oh, you can do it online. Maybe I'll just do it that way. Thank you, Lone Pop. Walk, definitely. It seems like every time I do something else pops its head up, but it always looks better when I'm done. So, and that kind of keeps me motivated. And then like the video that I'll put another video together for this year. I haven't done it yet for the intro, but the video that I watch, that I show at the beginning of these lives kind of reminds me of where I was and where I am. Maybe next week I'll do the very first one all the way through. And it'll take about 10 minutes. Maybe I'll start a little bit early. And then we could see where it's gone over the last 3 years. Because it's been huge the last 3 or 4 years here. It's been a huge difference. Kim, what's happening? Awesome to see you. Awesome. I love that. I love hearing that. That is very cool. Lisa K, how are you doing in Ohio today? Ann O'Brien, how are you doing in Ireland today? Sean and everyone, great to have you back. Hope you're all doing. Best wishes from the south coast of Ireland. That is awesome. Super awesome. I might have to listen to a little Arna G tonight. Arna G is the Gael Talk radio, Irish radio, where everything is in Irish. Oh, nice. Steve says they're finally getting rain. It feels like fall. 66 degrees. Very cool. I know you're working on your solar now, like me. Not sure how the Orange Store works in Alaska, but I can order and pick up solar panels in the store. You can, but if you're going to buy panels in Alaska, I would not get them from Home Depot. I would get them from Jason at Long Spring Solar, longspringsolar.com. He's out of the Valley, Palmer. But he put the whole system together for Simple Living Alaska. I've sent him emails with questions that are solar related without being a customer of his, and he's responded right away to me. He's a super great guy. But you can find very discounted prices on brand new solar panels just on Facebook Marketplace up here. And a lot of times they're from Jason at Long Spring Solar. So he's the one I would talk to. I had a bird in the wood stove pipe today. I hope they're... See, now I got all foggy again. What happened there? There we go. I think it's a light issue. I think it's just too dark in here. I might have to get a light out for the next one. That's why I'm looking all foggy here. Because when I get my hand up here, clear. When I pull it back, still kind of clear. When I get back much further, not much. Let's see if I can. Oh, well, we'll have to deal with it. Raven, Cecilia, how are you doing today? It is awesome to see you. Mary, how are you? Glad to have you here today. I'm all caught up. Nice. Charles Andel and Sean, what do you think about a yurt for temporary living in Alaska until a cabin's built? My original plan was I was looking at actually putting a yurt up. They have all-season yurts. I was actually looking at going that route before I built the cabin. Man, that's really foggy. That really is going to drive me insane. I don't know if that's any better. See if we can trick it into working better. See, super clear there. When I get back here, it starts to lose it again. Maybe we'll just move this closer and see. we go. I'm back. My internet signal is absolutely terrible with this storm right now. And we only have like 15 minutes left. So if this doesn't become a problem, we'll stay on. But if it becomes a problem, I'll probably end this early. If you didn't hear it, my answer was on the yurt, that I actually thought about doing a yurt here originally as opposed to a cabin because they're super cool. So yeah, that's kind of what I was looking at to begin with. I think it's a great idea. Building your cabin, you should plan on wherever you install the yurt for it to stay and be a second guest home, and then that way you can have a built-in guest home when you're done. I think that would be a cool idea. Right, where was I? I got that. Thomas wants to know if I've thought any more about Starlink, and yes and no. I'm not really ready to pull the trigger on it. I don't use that much internet, and I can stream everything off my phone right now, so it's just another expense that I don't really want at this time. I don't know what happened here. If the girl in the woods built a yurt or not, because I don't really watch her channel. I watch Dave's channel, but I really don't watch her channel, so I don't know if she did or not. Hopefully I'm back. You guys let me know if I'm back or not. Scroll down here to the bottom. Alex says, check for public land firewood. Dude, I've got so many dead trees on my property that, and around me, properties, that I don't need to go anywhere. I can cut the wood for free. Insurance. So that's a question that comes up a lot. Hang on a second here. There we go. That wasn't it. Okay. Linda's asking, I actually don't have fire insurance on the cabin, and that could be Am I back? Genova says I'm frozen again, frozen again. Let's see if I can do it this way. Let's go to... I'm back. Okay, cool. I don't know how much longer we got here. So the question up on the screen was insurance. I don't know if you guys caught that or not. It's probably a foolish thing on my part. It could be a foolish thing on my part. But I don't carry fire insurance on the property. My philosophy was, my thought process is, it's going to be very expensive to do because I'm off grid. And I would rather just put that money in the bank. And if I have to rebuild because I have a fire, I know how to build a cabin now. So I'll just rebuild it bigger and better than it was before. And I'll just do it myself. So yeah, that's where I'm at as far as that goes. If I missed any other questions in here, guys, let me know. Scroll back up here, turn Linda's off. Looks like I'm caught back up again. Everybody's saying I'm back. Brenda, welcome. Glad you can make it today. Girl in the Woods did build a yurt, and it's beautiful. They're gorgeous. They are super, super pretty. I'm a huge fan of yurts. Canadian Jerry, what's happening, brother? It is awesome to see you today. Yeah, I thought I could have built a yurt I could have bought a 4-season yurt that was bigger than my cabin. And built it for less than I built my cabin. But there's a lot of maintenance that's involved with that, you know, and I just was one of those people that just said, maybe next time. Maybe I'll get a small yurt and put it on the property and do it as a guest house down the road. Yeah, so that could be an issue out where I'm at too. She's saying that an insurance company won't insure for fire here, no hydrants too far from a firewall. That could be an issue out here as well, but I do have a fire department down the street. Brother Will, I talk about him all the time, was instrumental in getting that built, and he was the first and only fire chief for the Funny River Fire Department before it became part of Central Emergency Services, which is our conglomerate fire department down here. So yeah, we'll help put that thing together, and it dropped everybody's insurance rates out here. But we have, if we're gonna have a fire, we're gonna have a fire. It's not something that I dwell on. I just try to keep the place safe all the way around it as much as I can. Old Dog in Canberra, Austria, or Australia. Awesome to see you, my friend. Glad you can make it today. Hopefully, we're still on. All right. I'm on the phone because the phone's still working and I can't get the other one to work. But we're going to call it on this one, folks. We're at 58 minutes and 25 seconds anyway. Thank you guys, as always, for joining me. And for those of you that hang out a little bit longer during the technical difficulties, have a fantastic week. New video on Friday, and we'll call it by ear and see what happens on next weekend, whether or not I go live. But talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Old Dog, I did say hello to you, but I missed you. The Texas Butterfly, awesome to see you. I'm watching the chat comments on the right side of the phone here while we're talking. Have a great week, guys. We'll talk to you later on. I'm Sean in Alaska, and I am out. If I can figure out how to turn this off here. Oh, there we go.